E aí, boa tarde, meus caras, meus amigos and amigas. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? What's up? All that good stuff. This is your man Larry, the American Brazilian, back with another fun fact. Now, I don't know, let me adjust this. I don't know if this is going to be more of a fun fact or a rant. I'll try to keep it more at a fun fact than a rant. And it's going to come across as like a little bit of hate and bias, but if you listen with impartial hearing, listen with impartial hearing. So I was doing my own little study on places with the rudest people, and I stumbled across a video, and they had 10 countries that people percentage-wise gave like 40% and above as the 10 rudest countries in the world. And if I can recall specifically, one was China, then I think French were number one, Russia, Germany, Europe, Japan, Greece, Spain, Italy, which I guess is France, but Italy, and America, out of all places, right? Go figure. Anyway, so my creative juices began to flow, and I said, well, what about the Latin countries? I mean, are there rude people there? Of course, you know that there are. And here's the fun fact. It was just the opposite. They said amongst the countries or the people, or the countries who had the most friendliest and happier people, were Latin American countries. And I think Brazil was number 2 or 3. I think it was like number 3. Now, it was an interesting contradiction because a lot of countries base their happiness, or the governments base the happiness of the people based on the GDP, which is, in short, the what people, cities, governments, consumers, business people spend over a period of time, right? So that makes up the gross domestic product, right? Domestic things, things that are born from that particular place. Well, so I did a little study again, and so I said, well, let me see exactly what they were saying. And they were saying that despite places like Brazil and other Latin countries, the opportunities for wealth, the access to wealth, things of that nature, they were saying that their school systems, may have been ranked a certain level, which I think is garbage, because it's kind of like, okay, who's doing the ranking and what are you putting it up against? But 80% of people in Latin American countries say that they are more than satisfied with the level of education that they and their children have received. They are satisfied with the free health care. They are satisfied with, in many cases, the free education and a lot of the subsidies that the government provide. Because another thing about Latin America, a lot of things there are a little bit expensive for the people there based on their form of currency. Of course, during the arbitrage rate, we as Americans and people in other countries, we win when we go to these other countries because our money is significantly higher than theirs. So that's always a good thing for us. And it's a good thing for them because it stimulates their economy. But another thing that they realized that added to the happiness was this, that the people based happiness more so on family and time spent with family, creating memories, and basically being this collective unit of people enjoying one another's company. And money had nothing to do with that. In fact, at the end of the article, and I'm going to put a link in the description box, it said that most countries, it says that one thing that Latin American countries figured out that most countries have not is this, that the more time spent with family, people are happier. The more time spent with work, people are a little bit unhappier, and that people shouldn't work as many hours because it really takes away from their family. And of course, when they have to return back to work, it makes people not as happy. So I guess I kind of use the scenic route to say my fun fact is this, that Brazil is, along with other Latin countries, are amongst the highest, at almost the top of people who are considered the happiest people. And don't be deceived in looking or reading reports, or unless you've been to the country. And certain people are in poverty. Number one, everybody's not in poverty in Brazil. I have a good friend, Lais. She's a lawyer. She comes back and forth to America. She lives in Brazil. She does great. My wife, her family, they do great. A lot of other people do great in Brazil. Even people who live in favelas, which people think every favela is a bad thing. It's not true. Not true at all. In fact, a lot of people in the favelas will tell you that they're winning because they have the best views. It's more of a collective unit. And although there are, drugs in certain areas, every favela is not like that. When you hear favela, don't think bad, think neighborhood. And just like every neighborhood at every side of town, even here in America, there's sides that are very good and there's sides that are challenging. But the sides that we consider challenging are only challenging to us. Why? Because we're not from there. They don't know us. So anyway, just wanted to drop that little jewel on you. So the fun fact is Brazil is happy. They have very happy people. And let me just say this before I go. Concerning the healthcare in Brazil, a lot of people say, well, if it's free, it must not be good. The citizens, they suffer, the healthcare is subpar. Not true. And I'm going to tell you why I know this firsthand. Now, I have health insurance. I cover my wife and my family. We have health insurance, right? While my wife and my son were in Brazil last month, in February, my son needed to go to the doctor. He was having a cough, congestion or whatever. And, he's 15 months, so we definitely wanted to get him checked out. They did exams. He had to stay overnight. They wanted to make sure he was good. So a doctor visit like that here in America with an overnight stay would probably be upwards of, I'll say, between $5,000 to $10,000. Based on exams and things like that, we're taking medication that we're given, we're doctors being seen, whatever. We paid $270 US. Yes, $275. Yes, with medication and everything. And the healthcare there is top notch. Look at a lot of the videos in Latin American countries. You look at the people's teeth. A lot of the little children, they have braces. Many people in Latin American countries, they have very straight teeth. Their teeth are shiny. They're white. Of course, you're going to always have exceptions to that rule, but by and large, they take advantage of the healthcare system that is there. They take advantage of the education. Many people that's there. So, yeah, fun fact, Brazil is a happy place. Don't let anybody else fool you. I've been there. I'm the American Brazilian, and I will tell you firsthand, it is a happy place with happy people. É verdade. This is your man Larry saying até a próxima, which means I'll see you on the next one. And see you on the next one. É verdade.